Tonight, I Spy a Delta Chi finds out how one fraternity's philanthropy is raising money for the V Foundation.
Then intense housing markets are forcing students to camp out overnight just to be the first in line to turn in an application.
I'm Hayden Wilcox, and tonight we're talking about how this machine brings artifacts to the classroom.
We'll have all that and more in tonight's episode of the Beaver News.
Good evening, and welcome to your Thursday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Ashley VanPelt.
And I'm Anna Singer. We're glad you could join us this evening. Today's weather was absolutely fantastic. If you managed to make it out to the quad today, you might have spied blooming flowers, sandals, flip-flops, and you may have even spied a Delta Chi. All this week, members of the fraternity have been hosting their spring philanthropy, I Spy a Delta Chi. Today, the Beaver News spoke with Representative Juan Villegas for a look at what this philanthropy is all about.
Yes, my house is checking in.
The reason we're out here in the quad is to promote awareness for cancer. We have coin jars out here for each fraternity and sorority that's participating to come and make donations. For us, for our philanthropy, every shirt signature is worth 1 point for their house. They just write their first name and their house letters. And at the end of the week, we tally them all up through all the shirts, and the shirt signatures are worth a specific percentage of the whole philanthropy.
It's a really easy way to support their philanthropy because we can just run around, see them on campus and sign their shirts, and it's really an easy way for all of us to get involved.
How many signatures do you think you have on your shirt? I have quite a bit. I'd probably say well over 300. So I'm looking forward to counting it tomorrow night.
So what does that mean for sororities?
It means somebody's going to get a lot of points for their sorority.
Juan told us today that today was their last and final day in the quad, and that so far the group estimates that they have raised over $1,000 this week.
Mom's Weekend begins tomorrow, and what better way to spend time with your mom than at the fashion show? This Weekend Identity fashion show focuses around the theme of embracing the beauty of being oneself. This event aims to show the latest designs of OSU students, as well as handcrafted clothes that were donated from Ghana. Professional model Sarah Deanna, alumnus of OSU, will be featured as the special guest for the evening. Deanna's first walk across the stage occurred during a similar Mom's Weekend just a few years ago. This year's fashion show started tonight at 7 p.m. in the MU Ballroom. If you missed tonight's show, a second showing is being held at 1 p.m. this Saturday. Tickets will be $15 each.
Sing is back. The annual all-university Sing performance is this Friday. This year's theme is dancing through the decades and will feature songs from Madonna, Earth, Wind & Fire, NSYNC, and many more. Sing has been a 75-year tradition here at Oregon State, where fraternities, sororities, and other university students can showcase their musical abilities through song and dance. A panel of judges from OSU's music department and additionally head coordinator for Greek Life, Bob Kerr, will judge each performance. Tickets can be purchased at the doors of Gill Coliseum for $25. The doors open at 6 p.m. and the performance is expected to go from 7 to 10 p.m.
Mother Nature may have given us this great weather, but does she have other things up her sleeve? The Oregon Department of Forestry believes that fire season will be coming early this year. Across Corvallis, citizens are being urged to consider fire prevention techniques. The Oregon Department of Forestry Fire Prevention said that the best way to reduce your risk of fire is to clean up broken branches and to keep your lawn maintained, even though the fire officials stated that fire danger levels remain low at this time. They are warning citizens to be cautious about changes in weather and to be on alert.
What could be more fun than spending a day in the sun with your mom and your pet this weekend? The College of Veterinary Science is hosting Pet Day this Saturday, which is one of the most popular annual events in Corvallis. Here you can find a full day of activities like a petting zoo, canine frisbee contests, a pet costume contest, a 5K fun run, hospital tours, and more. You can also find a wide variety of animals ranging from farm animals and even reptiles. Pet Day is created, organized, and staffed by students in the College of Veterinary Medicine at OSU. It is their way of giving back to the community and continuing a legacy of public service at the college. Pet Day starts at 7:30 a.m. with the fun run registration, and all events follow until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
While we're on this topic of pets, let's talk about the Heartland Humane Society. Many students who come to this college think that they can handle having a pet in their home or apartment, but many times it just doesn't work out. If you find that you can't handle a furry friend inside your home, or if you're looking to adopt a new member of your family, the Heartland Humane Society may have the answer for you. Beaver News reporter Sam Popoff has the report.
This is Elephant Ears, and he is currently looking for a home. The Heartland Humane Society is hoping that students looking to adopt will come here first, even if the students are not sure they can keep the animal long term.
We try really hard to counsel people on maybe being foster parents, if they're students, so they can short-term care for the animals here, but not have the lifelong commitment of, taking care of them their whole lives.
Helga here is one of the many abandoned cats that is looking for a home as well. And with kitten season approaching, cage space will be sparse.
We're on the verge of kitten season. We got in our first litter of kittens maybe about 3 weeks ago, and they were about 6 weeks old, and they just came in, got spayed and neutered, and were adopted all very quickly yesterday.
During their stay at the shelter, all the animals are given plenty of love and attention until someone gives them a home. If you are ever in a position where you can't take care of your pet, the Humane Society urges you to bring them in and to remember that animal abandonment is against the law. This is Sam Popoff for Beaver News.
3 OSU choirs will be bringing their talent to the Big Apple next week for a concert at the Lincoln Center for Performing Arts in New York City. On Sunday, May 12th, the Chamber Choir, Bella Voce, and the Meister Singers will perform together in a show that will feature an innovative multimedia creation from Oregon State's music technology professor, Kevin Patton.
Many students are painfully aware of how difficult it is to find housing arrangement near campus. During the later half of spring term, thousands of students scramble to find housing, only to be met with long lines and anxiety waiting periods. Tonight, Beaver News reporter Olivia Gonzalez went out to see what Park West resident hopefuls have to go through just to turn in an application.
At Park West Apartments, students have been camping out for 2 days in order to be the first to turn in their housing applications. We talked with Park West manager Diane Marthaler about her thoughts.
This is about the 3rd year that they've actually spent the night. The first time was only 1 night. The last 2 years, including this one, they have actually been here for 2 nights. So yesterday morning they started. And even though I know that there's a lot of new units coming online, there's also more and more people coming to town. So I think it's going to continue. I really do.
We all wrote our name on a piece of paper just to make it fair.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're 22nd, yeah.
They're extremely friendly. They're talking to each other, getting to know each other. They've never met before, and all of a sudden they're friends. They're talking about their classes, their majors.
And I'll show you everything.
I actually like it. It's keeping me busy. I mean, I'm out here playing for them, and it's keeping me entertained for today, yeah.
As you may have noticed, several buildings on campus don't have adequate facilities for students in wheelchairs. Many buildings lack ramps and elevators, and members of the Able Student Alliance of OSU are trying to get OSU to change that. Many ASA students have cited numerous American with Disability Act violations on campus and believe that the university administration has not adequately addressed the issue of disabled accessibility. However, this isn't just a problem for students on campus, but to off-campus living situations as well. Today, the Beaver News spoke with Blaine Ampson, a student in a wheelchair who is attempting to find adequate housing near campus.
I got here on Thursday morning. It's now Friday. I've been out here forever. It feels like, and I've still got to wait till tomorrow. The only housing I've found that's even remotely close is here. And so what does that mean? I mean, I understand that we're all sitting in line, but I really need this place because there's no other place that's accessible. And I think that's something that needs to be considered in a housing committee or something like that. I mean, it's a unique circumstance that I can't be a graduate student here. I mean, what stairs tell you when you can't find housing if you're in a wheelchair? They tell you that as a student you aren't welcome here. You're not treated as valid. We don't want you here.
For the first time in the history of the Oregon University system, students will have the opportunity to travel to Cuba for the first official study abroad program ever held in Cuba. In June, 15 students from OSU, U of O, and Portland State University will venture to Cuba after having taken a class this term on Cuban society, culture, and politics. Dwayne Plaza will teach this course and said that students will experience Cuban culture through films, virtual guest lectures, and instruction by different faculty with Cuban experience. During each day of the program, students will learn different themes ranging from education to agriculture to public health and Cuban culture and politics.
For the past 2 weeks, we've been following our Beaver News reporter Hayden Wilcox as he brought us behind the scenes of the Cooper's Ferry Archaeological Field School. Tonight marks the last segment of our series and the final word for Cooper's Ferries as we find out how combining history and digital technology can help lead to the creation of engaging teaching tools. This report was supported by OSU and the Bureau of Land Management.
Unless you happen to uncover an item for yourself, it's unlikely that you'll ever have the chance to hold on to a 10,000-year-old artifact. But by utilizing modern technology, Dr. Davis aims to change that.
So we're reimagining the idea of doing archaeology in a 21st century digital way.
Using lasers, a 3D scanner can map tens of thousands of data points. Each scan is accurate to 0.1 millimeters. That's 1/10 the width of a penny.
What we can do with this is render three-dimensional models of the artifact. What's even better is we can take this three-dimensional model and send it off to have it replicated. We can print versions of the artifacts that we work with and distribute them to other people. We can use them for ourselves, for education. Students can handle them in classes. Students can handle artifacts that you never ever would be able to get your hands on.
And this scan is the series of data points that have had a surface laid over the top of them so you can actually see the structure of the projectile point itself.
From thousands of data points, a classroom-friendly copy is created, virtually the same as its prehistoric counterpart.
So here we have a series of replicas of different projectile points. As you can see, these replicas are a broad range of forms and shapes and sizes. Here you can see this is the point that we were scanning with the three-dimensional scanner.
Dr. Davis believes that using additional technology such as this will usher in greater classroom comprehension and public engagement. This is Hayden Wilcox, reporting for the Beaver News.
If you would like more information on our Cooper's Ferry segment, or if you missed an episode, the Beaver News will be posting this entire series to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at facebook.com/beavernews.
Well, we're heading into the weekend, which means we can't end our Thursday night show without telling you what's available at the local movie theaters. Tonight, Allison Headley has the scoop on what's new at the theater for our segment of Allison at the Movies.
Thanks, Anna. The thing I loved about Mark Wahlberg and director Michael Bay's movie, Pain and Gain, was that it seemed like a story that could only be the brainchild of a Hollywood screenwriter. One moment it's funny, and then it's a little creepy. The premise of the story seemed so outrageous that it sounded like it had to have been fictitious, but it wasn't. Pain and Gain is based on a true story. Pain and Gain details the crime spree of 3 bodybuilders trying to achieve wealth the easy way in 1980s Miami. The sad trio of losers, led by Daniel Lugo, played by Mark Wahlberg, stumble their way from botched attempts of kidnapping in silly ninja suits to torture to murder after their best laid plans blow sky high. At times, you don't know if you should laugh or cry at these characters at their failed antics. In this movie, director Michael Bay plays with real-life humans for a change, telling a seedy story where absolutely no one is likable, including the kidnap victim played by Tony Shalhoub, best known for his work on the TV show Monk. I can't tell if this movie wanted to be a crime action story or a comedy. The result is an uneven storytelling. Hollywood's newest, hardest working man, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, really stands out in this film. In my opinion, The Rock could actually become a real actor with this role, which could be the best of his career. I mean, how could you lose playing the role of a Jesus-loving, cocaine-addicted murderer? With a running time of 2 hours and an R rating, I give Pain and Gain a 6 on the Headley scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. I think this movie was really carried by The Rock's strength in his performance. And that's your segment of Allison at the Movies. Back to you, Anna and Ashley.
Thanks, Allison. Well, that's just about all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Anna Singer.
And I'm Ashley VanPelt. We're glad you can join us this evening.
For more of your Beaver news, be sure to watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at Beaver News. Have a good night and have a great Mom's Weekend.